During Germany's Catholic conventions in Stuttgart, there were a number of people who received Holy Communion who were not Catholic. A Muslim politician received the sacrament, as well as one well-known Protestant politician who accepted the Holy Eucharist from Bishop Georg Batzing. And joining us now to discuss is Martin Berger, Deputy Editor-in-Chief of CNA Deutsch. Martin, welcome. Great to see you. Let's talk a little bit more about this. Do you know how and why this happened? And also, will there be any recourse?
Yeah, this happened at a 5-day Catholic convention in Germany. That's one of the big celebrations organized by the lay Catholics every 2 or 4 years. And at one of the masses, Bishop Batzing, who is the head of the German Bishops' Conference, he gave communion to a leading politician for many years who is now organizing the Protestant equivalent to that Catholic convention that happens next year. And he went up and received communion. And that might look innocent enough, but then the press secretary of the Bishops' Conference later confirmed that the politician had previously, before the Mass, talked with the bishop, and they had agreed that he would walk up and receive communion. There was another case a few days earlier at the same convention, but a different bishop. And that was a female Muslim politician who walked up and received communion there as well. She was less well known and less high profile than the other one, though. As far as repercussions are concerned, that's doubtful there are going to be any. I mean, we'll see. But in the past, usually the German Church does what it wants and then sees what happens, and repercussions are rare. If you look back at 2018, there was a document published or approved by the German bishops that would that non-Catholic spouses of Catholics could receive Holy Communion at Catholic Mass under certain circumstances. And just a few bishops complained to the Vatican about this. The Vatican said the document is not ready for publication. And what the German Bishops' Conference did in turn was to publish the document not as an official document, but only as an orientation text. And that was the end of the story. So it's likely that this will just be similar, and it happened and nothing will happen afterwards.
Martin, I'm curious, what have the faithful said about this, if anything? Do you know?
Yeah, it's very little reaction. This was not covered in the big Catholic media that's connected to the bishops in any way. CNA Deutsch has reported about it in several other faithful Catholic outlets in Germany, but other than that, there was not much to hear about it. So the reaction from the faithful has been very limited.
You know, and there was something else that happened at the multi-day event that sort of raised some eyebrows. Apparently, the organizers of the German March for Life, they were barred from having a stall at the event. What do you know about that?
Yeah, it's interesting. They apparently had been there in past years for different conventions that happened previously. But this year, the organizers said they're not explicitly Christian or not Christian enough or something like that. So they weren't allowed to have a booth there, even though, you know, every year for the March for Life, several bishops attend, several bishops send like a letter of greeting or whatever that's read then at the rally stage. So it's really an absurd claim that they are not Christian.
And Martin, we have probably a little less than a minute or so left. I know there's a lot going on in Germany right now. What specifically are you following?
Well, we have the synodal path is always an issue. So we had the meeting in the spring, basically, and now there's another one going to be in September. We shall see what happens there. There's several texts that will be up for a final vote. And then the question of homosexuality is always there. The question of female ordination, all those things are going to come up again. We just now had a bishop, the Bishop of Augsburg, who said, actually, at the synodal way, there is not really a debate. You just hear individual short statements. And he also said there's no real synodality where you actually sit down and listen and debate and think about it and then come to a spiritual decision about things. It's just, you know, pushed through because it's such immense time constraint.
Well, Martin, thank you so much. We appreciate your analysis and coming on and speaking with us. Thank you so much again.